Masking is one of the most fundamental techniques in video editing. At its core, masking is simply telling your software which parts of an image you want to see and which parts you want to hide. And once you understand that simple idea, you can do a lot with it. So, in this video, I'll be using a few practical examples to show you exactly how masking works in DaVinci Resolve Fusion. Okay, let's get started. Go to the media pool and bring in your clip onto the timeline. Now go into Fusion. Let me close the media pool. I'm going to copy my footage and place it over here. Then take the output of this clip and connect it to the output of the other clip. Fusion will automatically create a merge node. Now I'll bring in a text plus node. In the text field, I'll write sunset. I'll change the font to impact and size it up. Let me throw it into a viewer so we can see it. I'm going to size it up a little more. Then I'm going to bring my media out back into the viewer. I'm going to bring my text plus node down here and I'm going to use it to mask the footage. Take the output of the text plus node and connect it to the blue input of the merge. Now everything that's connected to the foreground of this merge will be limited to the text and masked out by it. Right now we can't see anything because we're simply overlaying the same footage on top of itself, so nothing has actually changed. So I'm going to bring in a transform node and place it between my merge and my second video. I'm going to flip it horizontally and flip it vertically. And now, if I scrub through the timeline, I can see my footage playing inside the text. Let me pull the y-axis down a bit. And we're basically done with the effect. But I'm going to add a few extra effects just to make it pop. I'm going to select these two nodes and pull them up to create some space. I'm going to click on the transform node and press Shift plus space. Then search for soft glow. I'm going to reduce the gain on the soft glow a bit. Press Shift plus space again and search for a waviness node. I'm going to change the waviness type from vertical to horizontal, then decrease the scale and decrease the strength. Now I'm going to search for the grain node and add it. I'll decrease the grain power just a bit. And now we have our effect. And now for a second example. I'm going to bring in my clip onto the timeline, trim it, and then go into Fusion. Let me bring in a background node and a rectangle mask. I'm going to take the output of the rectangle mask and place it into the blue input of the background. Then I'll connect the background to my main node tree. Now let me change the color of the background. I want to give it the same color as this table, so I'm going to take the color picker, hover over the table, and let go. This will copy the color of the table. Select the rectangle again and increase the corner radius. Let me move it to the left like that. Now I'm going to go to the merge node and reduce the blend value, making it semi-transparent. Now I'm going to copy the background node and paste it right next to my setup. Then I'll merge it into my main node tree. I'm going to copy the rectangle mask and paste it as an instance. I'll use that instance to mask our new background. I'm going to go to Solid, right-click Solid, and choose De-Instance. Then uncheck Solid. Go to Border, right-click it, and de-instance the border width. Then increase the border width. Now I'm going to choose my background border. Press Shift and Space and search for a bevel node. With the bevel node selected, I'm going to take my light source and move it to the side like that. Then reduce the bevel size and the height. Now let me go back to the rectangle and increase the border width a bit. And as you can see, my border now has this 3D look to it. Now, since this isn't a text tutorial, I'm going to use an overlay for my text. This overlay I made in Jitter. The link will be in the description, and all the project media files and project files for this project will also be in the description. Now go to your media pool and bring in your text overlay. Connect it to my node tree. I'm going to add a transform node to it and scale it down. Then I'm going to place it over my rectangle. Go to the Merge node and change the Apply mode to Screen. Now you can see that the text flows outside of my rectangle, and I want it to stay inside the rectangle. So I'm going to take the output of the rectangle and use it to mask out the Merge node of my text overlay. Now everything connected to that Merge node will remain inside the rectangle. If I play it like this, you'll see that everything stays inside the rectangle. Now let me add a few things just to give it a bit more character. I'm going to add a color corrector to my text overlay and change the color to an orange tint. And now let's animate it. Select your rectangle and go to frame 5. Set a keyframe on height. Move to frame 15 and set another keyframe. Now go back to frame 5 and reduce the height to 0. Then go to the point where you want your animation to end and set another keyframe on height. Move forward 15 frames and set it back to 0. Now open your spline editor and select your first 2 keyframes. Right-click, go to Ease, and select Out Cubic. Now select your last 2 keyframes. Right-click, go to Ease, and select In Cubic. I'm going to extend the length of the closing animation a bit. And you should have something like this.
And now for our third technique, bring both of your clips onto the timeline and stack them on top of each other. Let me trim the bottom clip so that they're the same length, and I'm going to quickly stabilize both of them. Select both clips, right-click, and create a new Fusion clip. Now go into Fusion. Delete the background node and delete both of the merge nodes. I'm going to connect my first clip directly to the media out. Then I'm going to connect the output of my second clip over the first one. Now I'm going to select the Polygon mask. When I connect the polygon, my second video disappears. To bring it back so that we can draw our polygon, I'm going to go to the inspector and press Invert. Now we can plot out the points of our polygon. I'm going to mask out the left wall. You can zoom into the polygon so that you can be more detailed. The closer you get, the better your polygon is, the better it will sell the illusion. Now I'm going to quickly plot my points like this. Then I'm going to take the last point and connect it to the first point, and this will close off my polygon. Now I can uncheck Invert. And now let's bring in the other side. I'm going to copy my second clip and paste it right over here. Then take its output and connect it to the output of the first clip. I'm going to basically do the same thing with the polygon. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to repeat the process and mask out the middle part. For the middle part, it doesn't have to be as detailed as the first and second ones. I can just draw a rectangle like that. And because I'm going to add motion blur, it's not going to be that visible, but you can take your time on it and make it more detailed. Now before I move on, I'm going to go to each of my polygon nodes and remove the shape animation. The polygon automatically creates a keyframe for the shape animation, so I'm going to disable that on all my polygons. I'm going to add a transform node to all 3 of my clips. Now select the first transform. On frame 0, set a keyframe on X and Y, then move your footage out of frame. Go to frame 10 and bring your footage back in. I'm going to do the same for this other side. This time, I'm going to start from frame 10. Set a keyframe on frame 10 and another one on frame 20. Go back to frame 10 and move it out of frame. And I'll do the same thing for the center clip, but this time I'm going to move it down. Now, open your spline editor and check the transform. Press Command A to select all your keyframes, then press S to smooth them out. Do that for all of your transforms. Go to the transform settings and enable motion blur. Also do that for all of your transforms. And when you're done, you should have a transition like this.
And now for a final example. I'm going to bring my footage into the timeline and head over to Fusion. I'm going to click on an empty area in the node graph, then press Shift Space and search for Magic Mask. Take the output of my media in and connect it to the yellow input of the Magic Mask. I'm going to use two viewers to perform my Magic Mask. I'll bring my initial footage into Viewer 1 and the Magic Mask into Viewer 2. Now inside Viewer 1, I'm going to start plotting the points of my Magic Mask. Switch it from faster to better, then track forward and backward. Depending on your computer, this might take a while. For some reason, it looks like the Magic Mask stopped on frame 185, but that doesn't matter. We'll just use the section where the Magic Mask did work for our example. Now I'm going to take the output of the Magic Mask and merge it over the output of our original clip. This will create the merge node. Now everything we place between our original clip and the Magic Mask will be behind our subject. If I bring in a text plus node, let me reconnect the Magic Mask and type something, you can see that it's behind our subject. And this works with anything. I can even bring in this DaVinci Resolve logo, and if I place it inside the merge, it will be behind my subject. Now let's bring in this carousel. This is footage of a graphic carousel, which I made in animos.app. I'm going to connect it to the merge node. Then I'm going to add a transform node to it and scale it up. Let's remove the screen scan. I'm going to press Shift Space and search for delta keyer, then bring it in. If I place the delta keyer after the transform, it gets affected by the transform. So I'm going to remove it and place it below my footage and above the transform. I'm going to take the color picker of the delta keyer and place it over the green area. This will remove the green background. I'm going to take an ellipse mask and connect it to the blue mask input of the merge that has our Magic Mask. Then I'm going to shape it like this. And now it gives the illusion of our subject being inside of our image carousel. And all of that without going inside our 3D space. If I deactivate my delta keyer, we can see exactly what's happening. By using the mask, we only isolated the top part of our subject. And now for a bonus tip. I'm going to go back to our second example. I want to place this rectangle behind our subject. And for this example, I'm going to use Mocha Pro. It works similarly to Magic Mask, but I find it a bit quicker. You can use Magic Mask, but I just wanted to show you a different method for those who do have Mocha Pro. I'm going to use it the same way I used the Magic Mask by placing it up here. Then connect the output of our footage into the yellow input of the Mocha Pro node. Come to the inspector and launch the Mocha UI. After launching Mocha, I'm going to come to this icon. Press it and start plotting points similar to the ones we did with the Magic Mask. Now track forward. Wait for it to finish. After it's done, move the playhead to where you started tracking and track backward. And after that's done, press Save. Then exit the Mocha UI. Take the output of your Mocha node and connect it to the output of the last image node. I'm going to pull it up here. I'm going to press Alt and drag this up, and this will create these joints. This is just better for organization. select the Mocha node and check Apply Matte. And now we can see our rectangle behind our subject. And yeah, that's it. If you like this video, then you'll definitely like the video I made on the Displace node. You can check that out right over here.